Agricultural Bank of Namibia's Agri-Advisory Services Division offers training to farmers and bank clients in various farming enterprises in all 14 regions of Namibia through face-to-face sessions. The Agri-Learn online platform will share production content on various agriculture farming enterprises to build the knowledge of farmers from all walks of life. Join us as we embark on this virtual journey towards sustainable farming, as we zoom into the basics of rangeland management.
Hi farmers, my name is Erastus Garuka. I'm the Technical Advisor for Livestock and Rangeland Management for Agribank's Advisory Services. So we are going to talk about cultivated pastures. So what is it basically? It's just the practice of growing your own pasture plants, which normally the most basic ones are the grasses that we have, and then also lucerne and some other feeds or plants that animals can use as feeding. All right. With cultivated pastures, we are focusing on the grass. So we have a variety of grasses. We have perennial grasses that are highly valuable in terms of grazing value. So these are the grasses that as a farmer, as part of your farm fodder flow planning, you need to also reintroduce them in your grazing areas. So you introduce them by planting them, by propagating them through the seeds. Okay, we have grasses like Sencres ciliaris, the blue buffalo. We have Schmidtia bapaphoroides, the Kalahari senquig. And then we have the wool grass, the Antephora pubescens. So those are the most common grasses that you can easily cultivate, including Brachiaria nicorpedata, the black-footed Brachiaria. Okay, so these grasses, as they grow, they reach a stage where they have to shed the seed or put on the seeds, and then they start throwing the seeds off or shedding the seeds. So that's the time that you can also collect these seeds for you to come and plant. So apart from that, you can also buy the seeds commercially. Shops like Agra and Agri-Grow, they also sell these seeds commercially. So now the seeds that you collect yourself, you can cultivate them in your crop field, in your grazing area, or as part of your range seating. But you have to make sure that the seeds that you plant are well protected so that they grow without any disturbance in terms of grazing or trampling and so forth. All right, so how do you protect the seeds that you harvest yourself? So you easily have to mix them with cattle dung. You mix them with cattle dung, which is also manure or fertilizer, okay? And this is the dung that will also protect your seeds. It will give also some weight for your seed to settle on the ground. And again, also keeping some moisture in the seed, or keep the moisture, the seed in moisture condition, and protecting it from disturbances. All right, so as you are planting them, whether in your crop field or in your range or your grazing area, you just make balls or cakes like this with the seeds in. For example, if you had these seeds harvested from the grasses, basically you have to mix it in a bigger container where you have a lot of it that you can just make balls, and then these are the balls that you'll be throwing under the bush canopies. If you are, for example, cutting your bush or thinning out bush, the branches of the canopies, you leave them on the ground, but then you throw your cakes below there. But it's also better to first maybe make some small holes. Okay. Even use these rakes, just some small holes under at the spot where you want to plant them, and then throw them there, bury them, and then put the canopies over. Okay. The same here, when you are planting them in your crop field, you have to treat them like you are planting your flowers or whatever ornamental plants that you are planting, or your onions or whatever fruit that you grow. All right, so you do the same, drawing lines. It's better to plant them in lines because you want them to grow in order, so that at least when they are shedding the seeds, you are able to walk through and collect the seeds as well for replanting or either selling the seeds to other farmers and so forth. All right, so the seeds that you buy from the shop, like these ones, this is blue buffalo seeds. They are already treated, so they are treated with lime. It's also fertilizer, just to also enhance or to stimulate germination and to protect the seed and give some weight to the seed as well. So these ones you can just plant them directly in your rows. And then you cover them. You don't have to go very deep. You don't have to plant them more than 2.5 centimeters deep. So it is very important that you allow the grass that you have planted to produce seeds, because you want more seeds to replant in other areas or for the grass to increase its population. So after the grass has set seeds, that's the time that you can maybe have it harvested. And as an example, this is one bunch that was harvested from this area, and you can see you have your own feed for your animals. Alright, so here you don't have to spend money going to the shops to buy grass hay and so forth. You just cut your own and make your own hay. And you can process them, put them in your hammer mill, mix with other ingredients or with other forage resources like the pods. You can also mix them with lucerne and so forth, so that you have a mixture or a specific diet that you want. You can just mix yourself at home using the most common resources that you have around you. Alright, that's it. So as part of your farm fodder flow planning, this is as a farmer that you have to do to make sure that your livestock have food all the time, and mostly in the most difficult times, like during the dry season or during the drought period. It is very important that you allow your grass to establish. So, and it's very important that at least that grass should set seeds, should produce its own seeds. So, for example, as you can see, this is one of the seed heads. If you zoom closer, just like this. So at the end of the rainy season, or maybe when the grass starts to go into dormancy period, it dries up and then it withdraws the nutrients stored in the stump here, and then the seeds are dry and they have to be shed, just like this ones. If you zoom closely, then as the wind blows, they are just distributed like that. And that's how you should also harvest them. You can just easily pull them off like this. When they are dry, they just come off easily. And you collect them in a plastic bag or in a bigger bag like that one, if there's plenty of that. And then those are the seeds that you can mix with the dung, because as you can see, they are very light and loose, so they can easily be blown by the wind. So it's better to protect them with the dung. And also the dung is moist, or probably it will also give it some moisture and also protect it while it's buried underground, because it's moist and it's covered. So with disturbances, it will be minimal if the seeds is protected in this one. Alright, even take a comparison. These are the treated seeds, same grass, blue buffalo grass. This one is the same here. So these seeds were collected and treated commercially, so they are sold commercially. So yourself, you can collect your own seeds where you find these grasses, the good grasses, the Synchra ciliaris, the Antephora or the Schmidtia, and then you come and do your own treatment, just using the most basic thing, the dung from your kraal. Okay, so this is part of farm fodder flow planning. Make sure that you protect their seeds and they grow in the area that you want them to grow. Okay, even if you have to go reseed them in your rangeland, in your grazing area, you also have to mix them with the dung so that they are retained or they remain where you planted them. And you always have to protect them using the bush canopies. So I'll show you that one soon. So please, you can also use animals to help you distribute the seeds. They can graze, you can allow them to graze the area. And then through the dung, as they are now defecating, they are also distributing the seeds for you, which can grow at some time. Or you can harvest them and also mix them with animal feeds. So as they are consuming, again, they will distribute it through the dung when they are busy foraging in your grazing area. So that's those are some of the methods or some of the ways that you can use to make sure that you have good distribution of your seeds in your grazing area.
That's it for now. Join us next time for more valuable insights. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to avoid missing out on new content. Also, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages for more content.